René Descartes, I think, therefore I am. His most famous quote that I still quote today once in a while because it's so true and so elegant. Anyways, besides that quote, and the 9-minute video I just watched on YouTube, they didn't tell you a couple things that I think are very important you should know about Descartes, which will probably help in your philosophy studies. René Descartes was also known as the father of modernity, with his mind-body dualism, meaning a woman is more body, emotional, and a man is mind, more smart. They use their head. That's very important, especially if you have a female professor. And another thing about Descartes was that in the 17th century or the 1600s, when he was writing his papers in his books, he was under constant surveillance by the Catholic Church. I mean, they had put Galileo in prison because of Galileo's observations that he published, stating that, the earth wasn't the center of the universe and that the earth, things didn't evolve around the earth, that everything evolved around the earth. So anyways, Descartes had to be real careful what he said and what he wrote. And I think the book, The Method, when Descartes did all these fantastic observations and studies on things, he would always draw the conclusion. I was always waiting to hear the answer. I mean, I'd read this book and I'd read it and I wanted to hear, oh my God, how does this work? You figured it out. And it would always come to the conclusion, it's because of God. And I firmly believe that Descartes did not think that way. And he was a man of science and philosophy. But he knew if he would have put down the real reason that something functions scientifically, rather than it's because of God, he would have suffered the same fate as Galileo. And if you read some of his books and some of his papers, I think the one with the letters in it, he was very afraid. And he pretty much was, they said in that video he moved 24 times. He was running from the Catholic Church. They failed to mention that whole thing in that 9-minute video about Descartes. How he was always in fear of the Catholic Church coming to take him away. And my perspective of him coming to the conclusion it's because of God, you won't hear that from your professors either. Because, well, you might, but the ones I had didn't have the common sense to understand why he came to that conclusion. So Descartes, father of modernity, mind-body dualism, and he really did not scientifically believe that it was the God was the conclusion of all his empirical observations. Thank you.